Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm joined by my two favorite Wednesday show hosts, Terry D. Mantis.
Hello.
And Jen T. Maxey.
Hello.
How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. How you doing, Terry? You tired?
Yes, I am. I was just going to say not bad, but yes, I am tired.
Proof that we did this before the Rumble stream started.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm well. Weird hours for sleeping. So people are sending me messages and I'm not getting back to them like the next day, kind of deal, because I've been sleeping when they're saying. Someone will send me a message at 2 o'clock in the afternoon where the average human being is awake, but I'll be asleep until like 9 o'clock that night. Now I can't answer them at 9 because they're asleep, so I have to wait till the next day. It's a mess. But
Gunsky in chat says he's not a huge fan of Smuggle Lana's voice. It's too Valley Girl. I can understand that.
Just posted. Our chat's gonna be on fire tonight, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into topics, let's say hi to everybody in chat. Terry.
Sure. Let's head over to Rumble. I know that there was a Jack Gunsky in chat. There was T. Alexander, JB. Dividend by. I think that might be everyone. Let's see if a lot of conversation, but that only between those people. Yeah, so that's everyone.
Yeah, for just a second there, Terry, I was like, you've been hanging out with Kefki too long, when Hammer's like, yeah, it's Terry. And then I'm like, no, it's Terry Bones. Anyway, back to the point. Hi, Hammer.
Hi.
Hi, Raymond Lewis. Hi, Rotten Corpse. Hi, Mike R. Hi, Keever Dam. Hi, Jack. Hi, Terry. Or Terry Bone. And that was it. Yeah.
I have to send Keever Dam a heart because.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Kefki talks about me because I didn't really get a lot of chances to talk to Kefki these days.
I think she probably remembers it. Like, she does remember you. It's also like she's done art for you too, but yeah.
No, I mean, obviously, I still remember her.
Yeah.
I still consider her a friend. It's just I don't really get much opportunity to talk to her. So I'm surprised.
Kind of a weird thing to say on the stream. She did your foot.
She did.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Well, I think it's also that, like, anytime she does her streams, you're usually kind of busy with, other streams you're obligated to join
exactly.
anyway. And then
she did my avatar too.
Yeah.
She didn't do yours though, Jen. You did yours, right?
Nope, Blue did this one.
Oh, Blue did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go out and I listen to Kefki's stream. I listen to everybody's stream who streams on Minions, mostly to make sure that there's no issues or problems. So if somebody's got a microphone, they don't realize it's out, I'll send a message in chat. Otherwise, I just go out, listen for a little while. Everything seems to be okay, and out I go. So I hear Kefki's voice every week. I just don't have a tendency to say hi to anybody because I don't want to distract or take attention away. So
right.
That'll probably be a good thing in the next couple of weeks because Blue's work has decided to give him more hours, so he's not really going to be available for. She can still handle it on her own. It's just the anxiety of knowing there's somebody in the chat who can help just in case she needs it.
Well, you'll be there, right?
Oh yeah, that's kind of why I make it a point to always be there, because at the very least I can get a hold of somebody, like I have with you before too. Been like, Hammer needs help.
Help.
That's
fine. I guess we probably should at least mention the topics for tonight. Three. I have like 6, but the 3 that I published were, the first one is Eurotripped. This is a sad story. This is if anybody knows who Michelle Trachtenberg is, we were talking about her on the Rumble stream before. She was in Buffy things. She was in the movie Eurotrip. I've been in love with her ever since I first laid eyes on her. She's absolutely gorgeous, or was absolutely gorgeous, but she passed dead at 39. Found her unresponsive, and they say it's no foul play. So I don't know if she had a stroke or a heart attack, or she did something to herself, or drugs, or what.
A little further about it, because once you go onto Twitter, it's kind of right there in the topic section. But it looks like she'd had I think they did say a liver replacement.
Oh.
And she'd had one like 3 months before. So I don't know what would cause that, but she must have had health problems.
And she also had the injection of relevance, how you used to refer to it.
I've thought that they gave that stuff willy-nilly to a lot of people, but I can't prove that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that she was
pro. Yeah, she's got tweets of her being pro.
I'm trying to keep the channel from getting yeeted.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of people in the health community were kind of in a mixed boat. Like, lots of people were kind of like, you hit hammer. You know, when you have a lot more health problems, you just look more into it. Doesn't mean you're going to take it, but you might be a little bit more pro something because you kind of have to live around people assuming they're not going to give you a cold and kill you with it, you know?
Right. I have no problem with people wearing masks and doing everything they need if they're a cancer patient, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. I just don't like the other side, which is just indoctrination stuff. So
basically, overhyped and taking science in a way where they confuse people who have a basic understanding of what they used to understand was going on, and then they twist a lot of shit.
For me, it was very simple. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you want to say I have to wear a mask, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's always the force. It's always the force thing that's the problem. Yeah. You will do what we say. No, we won't.
No. But like if some random person feels like wearing a mask, it doesn't even have to be for any particular reason. Maybe they just think it looks good. They can do that if they want. I will not stop them.
For us, it was right down to having to prove that you had taken the vaccine. I think that's where like my position gets pushed a little too far. Because literally you had to have like a little paper showing that you had a doctor's proof that you'd had this thing. My mom had mine highlighted because she was worried that I would lose it or it'd get wet or something. And like it was obnoxious. You go to a mall and say you wanted to stop to get something to eat really quick. You're not sitting in that area unless you prove that you've taken this damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I was I would go to the supermarket and see what sign they had up, because sometimes the sign said vaccine or mask required. Sometimes they said recommended. It's like, well, you can recommend anything you like.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say it's a requirement, then I just won't go into this.
Well, the funny thing is these masks in a lot of Asian countries, China, Japan, and all that kind of stuff, are kind of, they've been doing this stuff for, decades.
Yeah.
It's only when the thing hit that we started seeing the West to have to deal with it, and that's when everything went to hell. So, but we want to probably get off this topic on something else.
Yeah, we probably should.
Let's get back to Michelle and how heartbroken I am.
Yeah.
Those are my two, like I said in a Rumble, those are my two favorite girls. It's Michelle Trachtenberg and Phoebe Cates. I was in love with both of them.
I think I'm just a little cold-hearted because I don't get that sad when celebrities die. Like, I didn't know her. I never met her. She was okay in Buffy, but I mean,
you can get a sense of someone's personality, even if you're not friends. You can get a sense of who someone is just from the acting they did or appearances they make talking about their movies. So you kind of get to know a little bit about them. But like,
sure, I'm not going to be sad about it. It's like I will acknowledge that it's an unfortunate event. Like it's unfortunate for anyone to die before they hit 40. That is a sad thing to have happened, but it's not sad for me. It's like it doesn't affect me.
Regardless of my what's the word I should use here? Be careful what I say. My views, we'll use views. My views on feminism. There's something in me as a man who sees a pretty girl die that I don't even have to know her. That's just sad because it's a pretty girl who died. Guy dies.
No, but if Isla Fisher, who I had a massive crush on when I
don't blame you. She's awesome.
Yeah, but if she died tomorrow, I wouldn't be like broken up about it. I'd be like,
I would be sad. Yeah, I would be sad.
At least you could say that she's going with the grace of knowing she did die a natural death. Like in Hollywood, that's kind of a stain for a lot of people.
Yeah.
in the sense that like half the time you're like, it was drugs, it was drugs, it was drugs.
Half
You know,
the
with
time,
her, at least, you know, it's sad she died young, but
yeah.
medical health sucks for everybody.
Jen, in Hollywood, a drug overdose is natural causes.
Yeah, I was about to say that. And the other thing is because
if it's not drug overdose, it's car crashes, right?
yeah. On the other hand, everything in Hollywood is covered up. So do we really know if it was her
Yeah,
what was it, a liver or whatever? It could have been an overdose. We don't know.
Yeah,
I doubt they would tell us the truth if it was anyway. But yeah.
And Tia says, so you are okay with ugly women dying, Hammer?
I'm not as sad. I'm not okay. Like it bothered me when the guy from Batman, Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah.
It bothered me when he died too. Now, is he?
I'll just be upfront. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. But it's not an ugliness thing. It's like if I don't know you, I'm probably not going to be too sad that you died.
Yeah.
Like if Hammer or Jen died, I would be sad because they're my friends. If some Hollywood actor dies, all right, well, I feel bad for the family, the friends and family that have to deal with the loss, but it doesn't affect me.
If I've seen somebody in a movie and enjoyed their performances, or in several movies, like Heath Ledger was in that ancient England.
He's in A Knight's Tale. I know
Knight's Tale. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to talk about. I've seen him in a couple of shows. I've seen him do appearances on television shows and late night talk shows and stuff like that. If you have enough and you like his work and he seems like a nice guy, you kind of get an attachment to him, even though you shouldn't really, because he's just a celebrity you're never going to meet. I still feel bad.
Yeah, but like I think this is the thing with like parasocial relationships that I just kind of don't get. It's like as much as I watch Asmongold, I don't think he's my friend. So like if Asmongold died, I would be disappointed that there would be no more content for me to watch, but it wouldn't feel like I lost a friend. It'd be like he's essentially the same as a Hollywood actor in terms of how I see him. He's just some guy who happens to be entertaining.
Good, Jen.
Well, I think it's a little bit of a cultural difference too, because like over in the West, like we do have a bit of a culture where they make us feel like we do have a certain kind of relationship with celebrities, even though it's unfounded and we don't. Like there's no relationship there. You just really like the person.
Right.
But like there's times where like the only time I feel real grief for a celebrity is where I let Hollywood or the media twist my opinion on a person when it wasn't founded. Okay. Like I have no business to anybody's life. Like, you know, they have their privacy too. But there's times where you will believe something vile about a person because Hollywood decided that they're going to trash this person, and you find out afterwards that was bullshit. And you know, like I'm fine with keeping my personal distance and their personal distance, but you know, it's like in a neighborhood. If you hear a vile rumor about somebody, it's really hard to get rid of that.
Sure, that's true.
So then I might feel bad for that celebrity because like when they're dead, like there's no one to defend them anymore. And that was shitty to do. But outside of that, like I can't affect them. They can't really affect me. You know, like if you get lucky and you meet one in a place where, you know, they can consent to meeting you, cool. Maybe have a conversation. Be like, oh yeah, you're just a regular dude like every other fucker on the planet. But outside of that, like, no, I don't want anything to really do with them. You know, if I do feel a little bit of sadness, it's if they were part of a movie franchise where, that's going to die now because they're not there.
I would be disappointed that the thing I like can no longer be made because the person who made it is dead. That's very different to being sad that they died.
Yes.
Like I said, Asmongold, I watch a lot of his videos. But if he died, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, my close personal friend, Zach Raw, has passed on. And it's like, it sucks that I don't get to watch any more Asmongold videos.
I kind of like Asmongold, but for some reason I have this image of him dying because a trash pile fell out.
That's funny.
Fact check true.
Keyword says in chat, I've been sad about a YouTuber dying in 2021. There are YouTubers that I'm invested in, like, and people that I don't even talk to. Like, there's a girl called Petite Nico.
Oh yeah, I know her. Well, I know of her, I should say.
Yeah, I also know of her. I don't follow her, but I just happen to catch her a lot in my timeline, and her struggles with having a baby and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that was dramatic to watch how things were progressing, and oh, this failed, and oh, we're trying it again, and this is where I'm at now, and oh, that failed, and you felt hard. You felt for her. You empathize with what she was going through. They finally did have a kid, and it was very joyous. I felt very good that they were able to get there, kind of deal. So even though I never said a word to her, I still felt invested in it. I don't know the person. She doesn't know me. What the fuck? So,
and just to address Tier, because he's saying, would I be sad if he died? Yes. And there's a difference there, because I consider you a friend. If the only thing I knew of you was watching your content, then that would be different. But you and I talk like regularly. Obviously, you're in a different category than Asmongold or fucking Kirsha or Smugglana or V. Those the different relationship entirely, because I actually talk to you as an equal, not as a fan. It's a totally different situation.
There is another exception to the rule, and I'm pulling this one out, and I don't mean to, but Robin Williams is a sore point with me. And yet again, it's not because I knew him personally. It really was to do with what he was dealing with at the time that he died.
Yeah.
And that's just having enough in common with the person to, like, I don't have severe depression, but I've had depression before. A lot of people have. So, like, knowing that he was suffering with that, you do get a little grief from that, because it's just frustration. Like, could you have saved him? Probably not.
No, well, there's no way I could have.
It's kind of the reality of it. But for little things like that, yes, I can absolutely understand why somebody felt grief for that person, because yeah, if you understand what somebody's gone through, or you have a family member who's gone through it, yeah, you're going to feel for that person a little.
Yeah. I mean, I can appreciate the tragedy without being personally upset.
Yeah.
Like Lane Staley, his death was like almost entirely self-inflicted, but it's still tragic that such a talented singer died so young. But I wasn't personally affected by it. It's just I can recognize it was a tragic loss to the artistic world, because he was a very talented singer.
There was another girl that I liked a lot, Brittany Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know who that is.
She was in Clueless.
Yep.
It bothered me when she died too. Same deal. But when Whitney Houston died, don't care.
I was sad, but I was more sad because I was like, how does Hollywood just allow so many people to have drugs?
Hey, Pat.
I think it was V. I can't remember who it was, but someone was saying, when you get that much money, you have access to everything. So the only way for you to feel anything is to do something that's illegal, and drugs just happens to be the most accessible option for someone in that position.
Yeah, I wasn't sad with her so much as I was frustrated. It was one of those things where I kept hoping that lady try to find a way to get adrenaline from something else, anything else. But no, you can't fix somebody who's broken.
Yeah.
You never know.
You can recognize that it's a tragic situation. Oh, definitely.
You never know how you're going to react unless you're presented with the situation, but I don't think money would change me at all. I'm already happy with the area that I'm in. I have money that I could spend if I wanted to, but I don't, because I really don't see a reason to. And just having more money isn't going to change that for me. And I don't think I would change my personality. I feel that I am just the right mix of good guy and asshole.
Yeah.
I don't want to be more either way.
That's actually why I'm the executor to my mother's will, is because of all the kids, she knows that I have the least interest in money. It's like, I'm not going to do anything to, screw the other siblings out of money, because I have no motivation to. So it's like, yeah, Terry can be trusted. He's not going to do anything dodgy, because he's got money. He's not interested in like ripping other people off. There's no reason for him to. Yeah, that's it.
Now, I'm a practical person. Like, if I had money, I might fix up a few things just so that, I don't have to spend more later on down the road. But other than that, you just put everything else in a savings account and live off your savings.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Learn how
what
to
I do.
budget.
You just
It's not a
described
savings.
Terry.
Yeah, it's not a savings account. It's actually an investment portfolio, but I don't manage it. There's a reason I have a financial advisor. She says money goes here. I sign a piece of paper that says she can put money in that. I could not even tell you what I'm invested in. She handles it all. But as long as it makes enough money for me to not need to work, I'm happy.
I keep track of what the land up here is worth. So I know if I sold land, I know what I could do, but I just don't see the benefit. I don't, there's too many decisions to make and I don't see a benefit. Do I sell this house? Do I sell the farm? Do I sell my property in Virginia? I mean, do I need to do any of that? No. So why even worry about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I think if I had, say, $100 million, I would just go to my financial advisor and say,
here's $100 million.
Do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing. Exactly. I probably would just put it in some kind of IRA or something like that.
So a Jewish guy named Ira. Okay, so you're going to do a financial advisor as well.
I don't even know what that stands for. What does IRA stand for? What's the real
couldn't
name
tell
for
you.
it?
But I do know that Ira is a common Jewish man's name.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm kind of grateful for part of my family, because I
Individual
had enough
retirement account. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just looked it up too.
Well,
but it also stands for Irish Republican Army. Never forget that.
Okay, Jen.
Well, because of my grandparents, I had enough of a chance to see what it was like from both ends. And, you know, when you realize that a lot of the overspending that you do as a rich person is overhyped, like it's severely overhyped.
Yeah.
You know, you realize that living by you know, means that just make you happy, you're actually just as happy in that mode.
Yeah. And
like
Pat says that he's in hobby and bucket list mode, which is kind of me. There's like I'm in build Steam collection mode, which is basically the same thing.
I got to get back into my hobbies. I've been on a long break from drawing shit, and I'm like,
I've never left my hobbies. My hobbies is computers. So
yeah,
it's been my career. It's been my hobby. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I was saying on the Rumble pre-show that I've been getting into upscaling using DaVinci Resolve. I actually bought a copy of DaVinci Resolve because the bought copy has the ability to do AI upscaling.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why I got it. So that, and I've been working on upscaling video pictures as well, just static pictures, that kind of stuff. I just kind of enjoy doing that kind of stuff. I should probably get a job for, like, I don't know, some studio somewhere, you know, fixing old movies.
If you don't need the money, then you don't need the money. There's no reason to make it into a job. You
but
can
I enjoy it. So it would be a job that I would get money for, but I'd be enjoying myself. It'd be not really a job, but it would be a job.
See, this is where I think I disagree. I would never want video games to become my job, because as soon as it feels like an obligation, it stops being fun.
Yeah.
Like if I wake up, I don't want the thought to be, oh, fuck, I got to play video games today. As soon as that thought enters my head, I no longer have a hobby.
Well, this all started with me collecting movies, you know, just go out and buying DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, and collecting them and digitizing and putting them on my computer so I could watch them whenever I wanted to. That's where this all started, because I get a movie like, what's a good old movie that I worked on? Oh, the movie Johnny Dangerously.
Mm-hmm.
It was the guy who did the original Batman. I can't remember his name.
Adam West.
No, not the TV show, the original movie.
Oh, okay.
He was in Multiplicity.
Oh, you mean Michael Keaton?
Yeah, Michael Keaton. He was the original movie Batman.
I was trying to think if there was a Batman movie before the Adam West
technically was, but I can't remember who the actor in that one was either. But
well, in any case, I got a copy of that movie and I played it. I watched the movie and I was like, I love that movie. But it was very, the movie was very poorly produced as far as its, when they transferred it from film to DVD, they did it at a very early point in time of that process. So it looks like shit. And it had the old logo from Warner Brothers. It was really terrible looking logo. It's just that big shield looking thing. And it was it was like not colored properly because the transfer process didn't work right, and it just looks like shit. And if I want to sit down and watch it, especially with my girlfriend, I want it to look nice and I want it to sound nice, you know, that kind of thing. So I took that movie and I took the current iteration of the logo that's all nice and animated and pretty and all that kind of stuff, and I cut the old one and put the new one in. But then I listened to the initial movie, the initial soundtrack, and they play music at the beginning, and it sounded horrible. It's all scratchy and poorly. So I went out and found the audio that was in that thing and found the band and the song, and I took out the old audio, put the new audio in. So the beginning of the movie no longer looks like shit and no longer sounds like shit.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and then I did some minor editing to the rest of the movie where there were like, you could tell by movies that didn't do the transfer very well, you would get blotches on the screen or small, what looked like nicks or something like that. So I went in and I started pulling those out. I was like, I'm enjoying this. I could do this for a living. This is fun.
No, I mean, as long as you're having fun doing what you're doing, then keep doing it. It's like, it's not like when I was playing Pokemon against Tier, I would legitimately have fun going into the damage calculator and say, if I put this move on this Pokemon, how much damage will it do to his whatever? And like, I would spend hours just running numbers and saying, okay, if I put 10 points here, it does that extra 1 point of damage to kill it. Okay, I'll do that. And like, that was hours a week that I would spend essentially crunching numbers, but it was fun. And
because the goal is something that you wanted to attain. That's why it became fun. There was a picture that I saw out on the internet. It was a picture of Hitler. It was a really good picture as far as how it was constructed, but it was taken back when Hitler, so it was black and white.
Right.
So what I did was I went out and I found a bunch of sites that you can go to online that would colorize a picture, and you can then download it after it colorized it for you.
Yeah.
And I found ways to cheat with that, so I didn't actually get charged for the download. I got get everything free. I know. Nice. But I spent time learning how. I have a copy of Corel Paint Shop, which is what Paint Shop Pro used to be, but Corel bought them. Okay. It's still valid software. It's not like anything like Adobe, but it's still pretty good. So using coloring sites and sites that can AI upscale and edit pictures and pull stuff out using AI, like if you saw, instead of taking an editing program and filling in dots with a pen kind of deal like you could just say, this area has a dot that I don't like, take it out. And you put a dot on the area and it would say, okay, this is the one you want to take. And you say, yeah, take it out. It would take it out for you, because there are sites that can do that. I took that black and white shitty image and I turned it into color. It looks like it was taken today. It was awesome. And I was like, okay, cool. I did it. And then I deleted it. Because I didn't care that I wasn't doing it because I wanted to keep it. I don't want a picture of a Nazi on my computer. But I just wanted to see what I could do, you know, to that picture. So I know everyone's looking at me like I'm weird now.
No, well, it wasn't Buffy that died. It was Michelle Trachtenberg, who played Buffy's sister Dawn. That's the one who died. I believe Sarah Michelle Gellar is still alive.
Yeah, I didn't even know she was in Buffy until I heard about the death, and the death said, "Oh, this is who she was." I was like, "She was from the chick from Eurotrip. I don't know what you're talking about."
I only knew her from Buffy. I've not seen Eurotrip.
It's a funny movie. There's a song that Matt Damon's in it. There's a song called "Scotty Doesn't Know." The main character's name is Scotty, and he has a girlfriend. It's not Trachtenberg. It's another girl, and it turns out that the girl's cheating on with him with a band. So the band wrote a song about her cheating with the band leader.
Oh, wow.
And he sang it in front of him.
Oh my
Scotty
God.
doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know that she's over my house every night, kind of thing. You know, it's right in front of him. And he's like, what's going on? It's a very funny movie. If you get a chance to watch it, it's really funny.
And Gunsky's calling you Hitler. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Similar logic to Hitler.
Oh, music. Gotta do the music poll.
Yes, you should do the poll.
It is 8:30. Whenever it hits 9, I have to be reminded by my phone Or else
Yes. I have phone alarms set up for various things as well.
3 minutes before I do the that's happened. Yeah, so I'm a little sad today. That's okay though. I'll get over it.
Yeah. I won't begrudge you for feeling sad. I'm just saying that I personally am not affected in the same way.
Yeah. It's not like I was ever tracking her, you know, what she was doing. I just remember fondly from that. She was real
and Keith is calling you wonton Hitler.
Oh yeah. I do that with a lot of black and white photos. I'll see something online that's just interesting, or just a regular photo that's even in color, and I'll say, that thing shouldn't be there. I wonder if I can get rid of that and still keep the integrity of the photo. And I bring it into the editing software I have, and using online tools and stuff like that, using AI, pull it out and see how it looks. Oh, it didn't come out right. Let me reverse that and try it a different way, and just kind of manipulate the image. I get a big kick out of that.
I think it's a very common thing amongst men to like take some sort of problem and just enjoy solving it for the sake of solving it.
Yeah.
Like me with my Pokemon numbers, you with like fixing the color in black and white photos.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a problem to be solved for the sake of solving it, and it's just fun.
Yeah. And women are like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think women would generally find that tedious.
Yeah, I know, but like, so would I if it was for something that I was not interested in. So if you forced me to recolor black and white photos, I would probably find it tedious. If someone forced you to calculate Pokemon damage, you would probably find that tedious. But if it aligns with your interests, it's just fun to solve puzzles for the sake of solving them.
Yeah, I think I would be more okay with calculating damage with Pokemon, because I used to calculate damage when I played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I guess, but you don't know anything about. I'm assuming you know very little about Pokemon, so you wouldn't even know
nothing.
Yeah, you wouldn't know like what to test in the first place. So it'd be.
Yeah, I have to learn the whole world first before I could do any of that stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Here comes the poll. Tonight's band is Duran Duran.
Good old Duran.
We have Rio, Beautykill, Hungry Like the Wolf, and The Reflex.
And if you don't know what those songs sound like, then you weren't at the pre-show, and that is your fault. So make sure you watch the pre-show next week.
Yeah. With the rules that YouTube has, I can't play it, even if
exactly. Yeah.
So there's nothing I can do. Even if I play the version without vocals, some people won't recognize the song because the vocals make the song.
True.
So
you'll just have to sing the vocals instead.
Oh God, no! You don't want to hear that. We pay Kibernam, let her sing the vocals. Or Jen can sing too. Jen can sing the vocals. But Duran Duran's a guy's band. It's all men, so.
Yeah, it should be you two. Sure, everyone else will cry, but I mean, that's like, Monkey and Scribe singing Happy Birthday, Well,
that's the last thing I want to hear is me singing, that's for sure.
I am not a singer. This is not a talent that I possess.
I enjoy singing. I'm not good at it. So I wouldn't ever do it in front of anyone else. I mean, my Jen, not your Jen, the other Jen, my Jen is used to it. I could see her cringe when I sing, but she doesn't really say too much to me.
No, I mean,
I can't sing either, so it's unusual that a woman can't sing, but Jen's.
I would never do karaoke, for instance. There's no reason for me to do such a thing.
I would do that just because it's a goof. I do it and not care about if I fuck something up, as opposed to trying to actually try to be good. Then it would be a no-go for me. So
I think that's my problem, is if I'm doing something, I want to do it well.
Yeah.
So if I got roped into karaoke, I would feel compelled to legitimately try, and then that would make it worse because I'm legitimately terrible at singing.
When I'm taking the vocals out of these songs and I play back the song after the vocals been taken out, just to make sure the song's okay. I do all that stuff. I play the songs afterward to make sure they came out right. I end up singing along with it. And
And
get some
just
weird
quickly,
looks.
JB over on Rumble says the Yakuza Pirate game is pretty dope. I haven't played it, but I like the Yakuza series so much that it is very much on my radar to buy as soon as I get a chance.
We always seem to get 9 votes. Have you noticed that? It's always 9 votes.
I mean, I guess that's how many people in the audience have a stake in the outcome.
Yeah. What we got?
And there is a clear winner. Oh, clear winner, at least. There is no tie.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to step it up. There's no tie. You guys are missing the point here. You're supposed to be tying. So.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at the results. I mean,
neither am I.
The one I thought would win is winning. The one I thought would come second is second.
That's not true for me. The one that I thought was second is third. So
okay. I mean,
that one didn't get any. I knew it would not get any, but all the other choices were also not going to get any, so it really didn't matter.
Yeah.
And Girls on Film was not going to get any.
Well, no. Obviously, unless you're playing the video, then Girls on Film is not going to get anything.
Right.
If you play the video, it's going to get 100% of the male vote.
Right. Well, it's like that movie, that video from Aha, Take On Me.
Yes.
The video made that song.
Oh, yeah.
The video was like, oh my God, this is so different from everything else. It's so awesome. And it ran on MTV like every 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of songs that are definitely enhanced by the music video.
Yeah.
Like Thriller, for instance. It's still a good song without it, but with the music video is just a whole extra step above. It's totally so much better if you have the video accompanying the music.
It became a short film.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll leave it up to Michael to do something completely new and different. So
yes, he was very, very talented.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. We have 12 votes, so I'm not going to.
I don't think there's going to be a reversal of fortune. I think
I'm not going to let it run long like we usually do. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it right here. I didn't even vote.
Well, I don't think your vote is going to change the outcome. So
yeah,
feel free to
vote
anyway, if you want.
So vote for whoever's leading.
Yeah. Vote for what's leading and then claim that you made it win.
Yeah, Hungry Like the Wolf at over 50%, 58. Really thought If You Do a Kill was going to do better. Maybe because I like the movie so much. I'm kind of a fan of Bond movies. Not like a super fan. Like I know every person in every show who ever did anything. Not like Trek for me or anything like that. But I don't think I've ever watched a Bond movie and said I didn't like it. I
didn't like the Daniel Craig one. Well, I mean the one Daniel Craig movie that I watched, I didn't like.
Oh, yeah, he did 4, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember which one I saw. But I watched one of them and I didn't like it. But the Roger Moore, the Sean Connery, those two in particular, I liked pretty much all of their Bond movies.
You liked Moonraker?
I can't remember if I've seen that one specifically, but in general, I liked all of them. Like they're kind of Roger Moore particularly was like so bad it's good and was like kind of goofy fun. Like you weren't supposed to take them seriously. At least I hope not.
Yeah, the Moonraker one was pretty silly. But all the Sean Connery ones were really good. He didn't do a bad one. So
well, I think there was 2 Sean Connery runs. So like his first run went like from Dr. No onwards was really, really good. But then he came back. Was it like Never Say Never Again or something like that?
Well, Never Say Never Again was not done by the same people. Right. It wasn't done with Broccoli behind it.
Okay.
It was done separately. So but yeah, he did a bunch with Broccoli, then he did that one because Broccoli said he didn't want to do that one. And then he did a couple afterwards. I've seen a bunch of
people say like separate Sean Connery into like the good Sean Connery and the bad Sean Connery. Like the early Sean Connery is good and the later one was bad.
It's not like Sean Connery couldn't make a mistake. I saw Zardoz. Oh my God, it was terrible. But he made a great Indiana Jones father, right?
I didn't actually watch that one. I think I've only seen Temple of Doom as far as the Indiana Jones movies.
He did a movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay,
where he was a spy. That was a really good movie. I can't remember the name of it. So.
But Catherine Zeta-Jones is one of my first celebrity crushes. I don't know the timeline. I don't know if she predates Isla Fisher or not. But those were the two when I was like. No, but I mean, in terms of me.
Oh, in terms of you, yeah.
I don't know which one came first, but those were the two when I was like a teenager. Those were the two that I thought were absolutely stunningly beautiful.
This is Isla Fisher has a double in the entertainment business. Another famous actress who looks very similar to her.
I don't know who that is.
Let me ask Grok.
And Six in chat is saying Entrapment is the movie that you're thinking of.
Yep, that's it. I knew it began with an E, but that's all I knew.
But yes, I first discovered Catherine Zeta-Jones in a movie called Splitting Heirs with Eric Idle.
Oh yeah, I remember you. Remember you showing me that.
Yeah.
Let me go out to X. Bring up Grok. Hey Grok. Actress that looks like ISLFIS.
Because I know Katy Perry and I think it's Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel get compared to each other.
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. I'll look her up.
Yeah, she's supposed to look very close, like they could be sisters, kind of thing. Same height, same general build.
The name is familiar. I'm sure I've seen something with her in it.
Grok, I misspelled the word actress from Grok, and Grok's first line is, I assume you meant actress instead of acres.
Probably.
Thank you, pompous ass. Yes, I meant actress.
Yeah,
I'm getting shit from an algorithm, man.
Yeah, she definitely looks familiar. I'm sure I've seen her in something, but I couldn't tell you what.
She was in that Alien movie where they look like huge octopuses. And they communicated with ink.
I'm pretty sure that's not what I've seen her in.
And they were time travelers. I can't remember that movie. It's one of the few movies I have that's in 4K. That's how I remember it. Arrival, I think that's what it was called.
I'm scrolling through her IMDb to see if anything jumps out at me.
Wasn't she in Wedding Crashers?
That could be. No. Isla Fisher was in Wedding Crashers.
Okay, see, I'm getting mixed up. She was in the singing thing. They did two of them. Pitch Perfect. Where Amy Adams was.
I'm not seeing exactly. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, she was in Buffy. Apparently, that must be where I've seen her from.
Yeah,
Cousin Beth.
Click on images and tell me if she doesn't look like Isla Fisher to you.
No. I agree that she does. I'm just saying. Good. I know I've seen her, but I don't know what I've seen her in.
I like people agreeing with me.
I'm guessing it's. I recognized her from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was in one episode of that.
Gotcha.
And apparently, she was also in one episode of Charmed, which I'm kind of watching at the moment. So I guess that must be where I saw her from, because I'm not recognizing too much else.
A friend of mine turned me on to I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. I've gotten a copy of all 3 seasons. A movie, a TV show called Legion. Is it Legion that I got? I think that's what it was called. So I have to watch that probably after the show. I'm gonna probably start watching it because it's 3 seasons. I like doing. I think I mentioned this before. I like to wait till a series runs out and then watch it as quickly as I can in one shot instead of watching it and then waiting for next week. I can't stand the wait.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing with Paramount Plus. Is like all the shows that I'm watching are finished. Like Charmed ended 20 years ago. So I'm watching like one episode a day. Like I'm not going to sit there and watch, 6 hours of Charmed, but like one episode a day is enough, and then slowly make my way through the series.
I downloaded it and now I can't find it. I want to get the name right. It's got to be in my third TV folder. Can't remember the name. It's funny. I just downloaded it the other day. Now I can't remember the name of it, but he was going on and on about how great of a thing it was. Yeah, it's Legion. I was right the first time. 3 seasons.
Ah.
Guess the star in it is Aubrey Plaza.
Yes, I was just going to say Johnny Hellcat in chat said he liked Aubrey Plaza in that.
Yeah. So
he did know that there was a 3rd season. So maybe you're just giving him some entertainment talk.
Yeah, I was having this kind of the same general discussion with a friend of mine, and he mentioned that his girl was Aubrey Plaza because she has like amazing eyes, and she's kind of pretty, but she's kind of kooky, like partially insane. And that did it for him. He's like, you want to talk about someone who's not predictable. So anyway, did we actually cover a topic tonight? We covered a topic tonight.
Well, we did talk about Michelle Trachtenberg.
Right. I didn't even mention
cover the other two.
We didn't even mention the other two. We'll mention it. 3 points is the White House kicks HuffPost, Reuters, and the foreign press out of the first cabinet meeting.
Nice.
Yeah. And then more winning is Zelensky is set to sign a mineral deal with the U.S. ending the war.
Cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, I
that's
noticed
all over the place.
I noticed a bunch of people are coming out of the woodworks admitting that they want the war to go on. I'm like, wow, that's kind of shitty of you.
Well, I understand why. Like, if you take the human lives out of it, I can understand why you would want the war to continue, because if Russia is investing money into the war, then that's like making them less powerful because they're losing manpower, they're losing money, they're expending their ammunition. So it is making Russia weaker to sustain a prolonged war in Ukraine. So from a purely callous, pragmatic perspective, I can understand why certain people do want the war to continue. But in terms of like human lives, I think everyone would agree that it's not a good idea to have that many people just brutally die to slightly subvert Russia's economy.
Well, that'll be one war that Trump ended. You know, I guess he can turn his full force on Israel, Gaza, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes.
More winning. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're going to get tired of winning.
I don't know if I can mention the quote going around on YouTube.
Well, if it's going around on YouTube, it should be fine to say because we're on YouTube.
Yeah, the term I've been hearing going around about all the things that Trump's doing, how everyone is so happy is, I can only get so erect.
Yeah, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's a quote from Archer.
It just makes me laugh. But I mean, Archer makes me laugh too, you know. So I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. I say, like, I've never even seen the show, and I use that line occasionally, like, "Stop! I can only get so erect."
The funny thing about that, the funny thing about that show is Archer is portrayed as this dark-haired, swarthy, ladies' man, all this kind of stuff. But the guy who actually voices him is like the polar opposite. He has the voice to do the voiceover work, but he's like a ginger with balding hair and overweight or something like this. He is not that guy. Yet he plays the guy. His voice is like perfect for Archer. Like the other people are actually very close to the people that are drawn. The girl who does Archer's girlfriend looks like the actual character. She's tall, black, it's exactly like his girlfriend looks like in the show. And the office hottie looks like, the actress who actually does the voice for her. So it's kind of funny how they all look like their characters, but he does not. The star of the of the comic or whatever you want to call it, animation.
Well,
He is completely not the guy.
Well, that's one of the advantages of voice acting is you don't have to look like the role.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with him, but there's an actor, Phil Lamar.
Sounds familiar.
Anyway, he does a ton of voices. Like he's a very prolific voice actor.
Mhm.
And yeah, he does not necessarily look like the characters he voices. He's just got a very, suitable voice for a lot of different characters. And yeah, like he's just like this regular looking black guy, but he doesn't only voice black characters. He voices like anyone and everything. He's just like, you might know him. Have you seen Pulp Fiction? You know Marvin that got shot in the face?
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A voice actor who's not voice acting.
Well, yeah, like he was obviously a live action actor as well. He was in Mad TV, I believe, as well. But he made most of his success as a voice actor, I believe.
Rotten Chris says voice acting in a nutshell, Hammer. Well, the point I was making was not that he was different. It was that everyone else was the same as the characters, but he was the only one that was different. That was the point I was trying to make, which I didn't obviously do a very good job in.
But no, it is kind of cool seeing like the character and the voice actor and like whether or not they look anything alike is always kind of cool.
Yeah. What always got me about Archer was the other meme from him was phrasing.
Yes.
That's the one that always got me because it always worked perfectly. It was usually the overweight, intelligent girl in the show would make would say something that was it could go either way kind of deal, and he'd look at it and say phrasing, and then someone would
just not doing phrasing anymore.
Yeah, that was one of someone would say something and he'd say phrasing and someone would add on to it and he'd say, hey, phrasing. Like, not getting it. I loved Archer.
They did something similar in a show called Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
There's a character, Tobias, who 90% of what he said was it sounded like he was talking about
innuendo. Being
gay.
Oh.
But like he didn't realize he was saying things that could be interpreted that way. Like he's talking about fat women. It's like if I get a chubby, I'll just suck it up.
Okay. Dude,
like,
dude, don't say that around me.
But like things like that, where like there were obviously gay implications that he's just oblivious to.
It's terrible, dude.
Oh, and Rodney's saying the other one. Rodney's saying, "Do you want ants? Because that's how you get ants." That's the other Archer quote. That's all.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't watched Archer in a while because I don't really have broadcast TV anymore. I'm a movie buff.
Yeah. Me neither.
So the only thing I ever do is watch YouTube or stuff, like even football games. For much as I like to watch football, I'd much rather watch the replay that just shows me all the cool plays and then the end score, as opposed to listening to all the commercials and all the announcers blaring on and on. Oh.
If it's not on YouTube, I probably won't watch it.
Yeah. How about you, Jen?
Unless it's something I go out of my way for, like when I watched Ninja Turtles on Dailymotion. Like obviously there's exceptions, but 99% of the time, if it's not on YouTube, I'm not watching it.
I've been like that for ages. Like I left cable when I moved out.
Yeah.
You don't watch broadcast TV anymore at all?
Nope. If I go to visit my parents, I might watch what they're watching. But
yeah. When I visit my mum and stepdad, oftentimes like mum will watch Judge Judy, and I'm like, sure, why not? I'll watch Judge Judy with her. There's one TV, and that's what it's on.
Yep.
Judge Judy's pretty funny. I've seen her do stuff that's not her show, just like interviews and that kind of stuff. And she's very based.
Yeah, I like that.
There was an episode of her where she had a man and a woman, and they were trying to decide how to work out a schedule because they were divorcing, how they're going to handle their kid. And the girl took the man to court because he took the kid somewhere without her permission. This is before they had worked out who would get what where. And she said, he can't do that. That's my kid. And Judge Judy went to town on her. She says, that's both of your kids. Don't put him down. He's every bit the parent that you are. And he really stuck up for the guy, which, of course, the reason I saw it is because inequality is kind of my bailiwick. Yeah. So that's why it came across my feed. But I was like, wow, a judge that stuck up for the man in the situation. How often does that happen? You know?
Not very often.
But she was not happy. You know, you can tell when Judge Judy's not happy. He doesn't want to hear anything. She doesn't want to say anything. You're going to listen to her, and that's the way it's going to be. You know, it's like, damn, Judy.
I like Judge Judy. She says, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true, which is a good one.
That's a good line, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of judge movies. It spawned a lot of judge television shows.
It did. It definitely did.
None of them were as good as Judge
Judy. Do you think I got where I am because of my looks? Is another one she says.
Yeah, but she's based. She's definitely the way I asked her who she would vote for, and she said Trump. So it was like,
I'm surprised. I thought that she would decline to answer. Like
she qualified. She says, I'm not specifically a Republican or a Democrat, but in this current time, that's probably, you know, so she kind of, you know.
Like if someone asked me, like, that wasn't already my friend, I'd probably say, I prefer not to talk about that.
Well, I don't think they really care if you're going to vote for Trump or not. Right? I don't think they care if you're going to vote for Trump because you can't vote for Trump. So
no. But like if I go to visit my mum and stepdad, and you know, like my brother's girlfriend asked me, you know, for a political opinion, and I prefer not to talk about that because, like, why start a fight?
Yeah. Is she a liberal?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Like why engage? Like we both know that we're going to disagree, so no, let's not talk about that. There's no point. Neither of us is going to change the other's mind, and I don't particularly want to get into an argument. So,
well, Jen's from Canada, so none of this applies to her either. But if you had to vote, you'd probably pick Trump. What would your brother do?
I'm not really sure. Like, there's times where I think he'd go with Trump, but you know, we still have family in the other side of Canada. You know, it's kind of been a basic statement up here. Is we're looking at Ottawa in Eastern Canada, and we're kind of going, well, let's see how you're treating us, right? You know, the thing they won't let us have is an actual vote, even if it wasn't like just an opinion vote. Like, what would you really want? I don't think they really know the answer.
What I really, really want.
Well, that's the thing in Alberta. Like, a lot of people who talk, they go to the big city. And every time they do that, they lose in an election because they didn't go to the little towns. You know, they aren't talking to the little people in Alberta. We've been treated like shit because of a lot of Trudeau's policies. And if they double down on this next election with who they're voting in for their Liberal Party, there's going to be even more people in Alberta who are disenfranchised. So you're going to have people who are desperate, looking for any help they could get from anyone. And what we've seen from Trump over the last 2 months, success. You might not like how he's doing it, but his outcomes have been successful.
Yeah.
He's getting what he wants.
He is.
Where are you on all this anyway? Because I hear, you know, this whole thing with him making Canada the 51st state. I mean, I think you must know that he's just fucking around. He's not really thinking that.
I'm in a similar boat to a lot of people. I'd like to see my country do better. I'd like to see us fucking do better. I'm tired of the overspending. I'm tired of being broke. Things that you wouldn't think would cause me grief, but did, was going to do a donation to somebody and automatically doing the conversions from Canadian dollars to American dollars. Instant depression.
Yeah.
You guys really need to get your housing situation together. I think that's the worst thing about Canada right now.
Like, we've got a lot of things that are wrong. Like, our immigration has gone wrong. We do have problems with drugs. We do have problems with housing. We do have problems with overinflated pricing for food.
Your houses are out of control, though.
It's,
Nobody can afford a house.
I think Hammer was saying, because he watches some Australian YouTube channel, every time they mention the prices of like computer equipment, he freaks out, and then until he realizes it's Australian dollars.
Yeah. I watch a YouTube channel called Hardware Unboxed. It's in Melbourne, I
That's
think.
the one.
Yeah. YouTube's back up.
And Six was saying, are people not talking? So I just put, I think the stream is buffering in chat because obviously we are talking.
I just got a message from YouTube or from OBS saying that YouTube is back up.
Okay, well that's good. Hopefully we'll reconnect.
It says it's sending data to it.
Okay, it looks like the buffering has ended. Looks like we should be back.
Yeah. That's everybody, by the way. Because we never lost Rumble. JB over on Rumble chat says, suck at YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube went down, but Rumble's still up and running just fine.
Yep.
Rumble wins fatality.
We came back just in time to end the stream.
Yes, we did. It's 10:03. But yeah, that was not me. That was not a connection between me and YouTube. That was at the YouTube headquarters itself. So anybody streaming, probably like Matt Christensen, I think he's streaming right now too. He just got bumped because well, the deal there is it could be something between the peering point and YouTube, and there's multiple peering points. If anybody knows anything about networking, in other words, it could affect us. It could, the actual servers, YouTube might be all right, but the wire runs from them to me. It could have been interrupted somewhere after me, but before them. So that's possible.
Right.
And Rumble, of course, takes a different route, so that was fine. And Jack saying good night to everybody. Unless you guys got something else, we can get out of here.
No, I'm good.
Nope, I'm pretty good.
Bring up my outro here. Down a little bit so I can talk. And outro. Thanks everybody for hanging with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember the menus are live every evening except Tuesdays, with no show starting around 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 6 days a week. Post and start times are linked in the description down below. Get a chance to listen to Rumble. The pre-show is available, and apparently it's more stable than YouTube, so that's a good thing. That show usually starts about half an hour before YouTube, 8:30-ish. We will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Happy night, guys.